He's the reason why I can do all the things I do. So I'd like to acknowledge the Kaurna people and pay my respects to the elders and all of the mob here tonight. I'm a proud Palawa woman and my people are from Lutruwita, Tasmania. Receiving this award is a huge honour and one that I feel extremely proud of. I'd like to thank Linda for my nomination. It feels like a lifetime ago that I was a student at the University of Adelaide. I remember Dan Turner from Wilto Yellow picking me up for my interview, showing me around Adelaide, and would later help me organise the important things like accommodation and Centrelink. He was my first point of contact and I remember his kindness in helping me get set up. I remember Dr. Eleanor Parker interviewing me and felt comfortable with her presence as I was 19 and I was so nervous. I remember Lisa Hanson from Wilto Yellow being available for a yarn throughout the years of my dental studies, and she really helped me feel supported. It was the little things that set me up for success. I do also remember a sense of pride and concern from the dental faculty about how old the dental school on Frome Road was. And during my time, it was not unusual to see a bit of duct tape holding the dental chairs together. Needless to say, our old relic has been demolished and the new dental school is state of the art. Coming to Adelaide, all the way from Tassie, was really daunting. I had no friends, no family, and financially I needed to support myself. I worked for a year before my studies to save the money I needed to move interstate. When I arrived in Adelaide for an interview, my confirmation of Aboriginality ticket was only signed by one elder in Tassie and was signed by Professor Roger Thomas from the Uni of Adelaide in good faith. I will never forget his words. All I ask is that you find out more about your family. Getting my colonial documents finalised allowed me entry into dentistry via the Indigenous pathway. I didn't identify proudly as Aboriginal until I was nearly 30. This was because of a deep sense of ingrained shame, internalised racism, and not feeling black enough. Being Indigenous in Australia is a heavy crown to wear. You are often needing to explain your heritage and provide proof, unlike any other ethnicity in Australia. You are constantly appealing to the hearts of non-Indigenous people to care, to become educated, to unlearn. Meanwhile, our people are still affected by the impacts of forced colonisation, and we are left under-resourced to achieve equity. We are not able to just exist. Instead, it is a matter of being educated enough to get a seat at the table, being patient enough, being empathetic to people's ignorance and forgiving, being knowledgeable in many different areas which are not your area of expertise, being able to blend in with a different culture, talk the jargon talk with stakeholders, constantly advocate for equity, and at the same time, keeping an open heart yourself. Being the co-president of the Indigenous Dental Association is an honour and a full-time job. We still do not have funding and regularly appeal to our stakeholders for support, which is not a nice position to be in. Our co-founder, Dr. Chris Burke, was the first Aboriginal man in Australia to graduate from dentistry in 1982. We have about 150 dental graduates across the country, representing 0.5% of the total dental workforce, being 27,000 approximately. We had about 52 dental students across the country enrolled in 2024 across the 12 dental schools, with some universities having 0 student enrolments despite having allocations for Indigenous students. We have had no dental specialist enrolled in the last 6 years, and we as the Indigenous Dental Association of Australia have only had access to our own data in 2025, this year. In the last 2 years, I have had 5 complaints from First Nations students about racism in universities. We have held 2 conferences with 0 funding and have relied on sponsorship and volunteered our time. The Indigenous Dental Association, in my opinion, is the most important dental stakeholder for propelling our people towards equity and closing the gap in dentistry. We are often asked to consult on cultural content or strategise with various organisations who are trying to create cultural content or curricula to close the gap, with no payment for our time. when we're experts that watch from the sidelines as non-Indigenous organisations create cultural content about us. But we are not in a position to create our own material due to not having funding. A world I would like to see in dentistry is one where our students are graduating safely and in good health. One where we represent 3% of the dental workforce. A world where we see our people equally healthy as mainstream Australians, and for us to be in a position to create our own cultural content with our lived experience. We are extremely intelligent, we are extremely patient, and we are extremely old people who have the answers for ourselves. For me, graduating from dentistry was the evidence I needed to know that I am smart enough to sit on boards and councils and advocate for our people. Getting some counselling was what helped me untangle my confusion around my identity and to become a proud Indigenous woman. And having my own private dental clinic has been a means of having the funds to do this really important work, 100% volunteer work for our people, and keep showing up. When I first came to this uni, there was not a rich recognition of our people, and I feel like I have seen the university come a full circle, which is wonderful. To our wonderful non-Indigenous brothers, sisters and friends, the pace at which we progress towards equity, and I'm not talking about having more, I'm talking about just equal, depends on you. We are at your whim. Because of the system, we aren't in a position to be in charge. I beg you that when you have the best intentions of helping us, it must be in your strategy to ask, how can we make the project truly Indigenous-led? How can we have our Indigenous brothers and sisters front and centre of their own lives? How can we ensure they get to be the curators of their own future? And how can we provide adequate support so that they can thrive? How can we ensure that the contributors and their associations benefit from their participation in our project instead of just taking? Money alone is not enough. The work that needs to be done to dismantle the oppression is monstrous, and it is not from our doing. Imagine being a victim and having to keep telling your story with a smile on your face because you're reliant on others to help. The government and the majority of this country voted for us in 2023 to not have a voice in Parliament. Expecting us to simply thrive and get over the past is unreasonable and impossible when we're still living this disadvantage. I firmly stand by my life philosophy. It is what you do next, once you know more, that matters. The love letter I would love to leave with my beautiful mob, and who came along here tonight to support me, and any other Indigenous people here tonight, is that your knowledge and time is so important and precious. Be selective in whom you give your energy to. We're in high demand, but my rule of thumb nowadays is to only align with whomever is going to give our people the best return on investment. Demand to be paid for your time. Remember, we do not represent all Indigenous people from the Torres Strait to Lutruwita, Tasmania. Take regular breaks. The problems we try to change are emotionally taxing ones, and they're not our responsibility. They are all Australians' responsibility. And finally, lean on your elders and know that you are backed by the energy of over 60,000 years of ancestors. It can be lonely work, but you are never alone. I know it went over my 3 minutes, but I'm on island time. Oh well. I'm really proud to be the recipient of the Turkapina Award, and also feel proud to be a Uni of Adelaide alumni. Narini, thank you.